Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh in the Town. I'm Lee Gregory and here's what's coming up today. 2 wins over the Easter weekend strengthens our playoff position. When it was all doom and gloom last week after Huddersfield 1, Huddersfield 2, Luton 0, this week we are in dreamland. Today we'll be discussing Luton 1, Forest 0 and Cardiff 0, Luton 1. It's been a brilliant Easter weekend. And look, we're straight off the cuff again, just like we were last Monday. Pataro and Dave are with me, and excuse me that I'm feeling pretty rough right now. I'm pretty ill, so yeah. But either way, what a weekend! Last week on the podcast, we sat here and we said this time next week, let's hope we're sat there with 2 more wins, and we've done exactly that. And it's just absolutely brilliant, isn't it?
Mate, the contrast as well. Look at our faces compared to last week, mate. Honestly, I didn't listen back to last week's one, but I know, well, it's probably depressing. And this one's going to be, well, not.
Well, I listened to last week's one, and I never listened back to the podcast. But yeah, I felt I wanted to listen back to see if I was really negative. But I know we just come off watching the game at the Huddersfield game last week, and it was a bit depressing. But coming off this one today, and the back of Friday winning 1-0, and today winning 1-0, and you look at the games, and you're thinking one more win should do it for us.
We're hoping for one more win. I mean, it's an appropriate time to rise up again, isn't it? Easter. So we after Huddersfield we were a bit down, but
yeah.
Friday's result, firstly, Friday's performance and result was outstanding, and we've dug in today to get what we needed.
That's it.
And the injuries and everything else, but what a game.
It is digging in, isn't it, at the moment? And it does seem like every single game now. You look at that Huddersfield game, Pelly goes off injured, Lansbury goes off injured, Forest, it wasn't helped by the red card, but we hung on and got the win. And then today, to make 3 subs and 2 in the first half due to injuries, it just shows how good our strength in depth is now, whereas maybe in our first season, the Championship under Graham Jones, we wouldn't have had that. But we're definitely showing how much of a team we are right now, aren't we?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we've got players that are coming in, for example, Kyoso, who obviously we don't really see a lot. We've seen him more obviously recently after Christmas and whatever else. But players that are really unproven at this level, they've proven at League 1, League 2 and whatever else, but not proven at this level. And they're doing the job, and they're stepping up, and they're all stepping up. Same as Dan Potts. I mean, most people wrote him off at the beginning of the season. Comes in, does another job. No complaints as well with his display today. Brilliant.
They all know they can create some sort of history. They all know there can be a history there and history makers. So, good luck. I think they're all putting in 120% effort all of the time. And I just hope we keep it up for one more game, 4 more points and we're done, aren't we?
It does feel like, though, that every single game now the players are putting in that like you said, 120%. And you see Alan Campbell, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's
Unreal,
so
man.
good recently, Alan Campbell. But he's running, closing down players. He's pressing. He's just everywhere. Naismith, he's everywhere. And I just think everyone at the moment is putting in that effort. Everyone wants this. And I just think, even like for players like Snodgrass, I know he's got the assist today, but players like Snodgrass and Lansbury, who have played in, huge clubs, probably would look at this and go, if I can just be a part of something this special to get a club like teams like Luton into the Premier League, that's huge for them kind of players. And I get that's motivating them as well.
And it's huge for us as well as a club. Because we said it today, especially after Snodgrass' assist, it's things like that. I mean, don't get it wrong, it wasn't just that. I mean, the header from Cornick was like, it was something of beauty, mate. It was a thing of beauty, it really was. And it's the kind of thing, the strike that you'd never see Harry Cornick perform either. But like you say about Lansbury, your Snodgrass, your more experienced players at the club. But no, realistically, we need those players to push on, because I think this season, at certain times, we wouldn't have gained the points without them. And it's starting to show. I mean, Cameron Jerome's another one. All the experience, and we always need it as well. And let's just hope they can stay fit, keep them all together. Hopefully, let's get the players back as well, because it doesn't look good for a couple of them today, does it? So, and we'll keep going. And let's keep dreaming.
Well, before we get into the goal and stuff and looking at today's result with the injury situations, obviously the big one is Shea going off injured today, and it didn't look good at first. Then he gets on his feet and he kicks the ball and he's back down on the floor, and you think, all right, Isted's time now. But realistically, if he's out for the next 3, potentially, we're going to need a keeper. We're going to need an emergency loan again, which means Isted probably won't be able to play. And it's just like, I know in that League 2 season, we needed a keeper and we kind of didn't learn from signing them. I think it was like 2 loans during that League 2 season when we finished in the playoffs, weren't it?
Was that Walton and...
Walton, and then the guy dropped it in the net in the final playoff game.
Stuart Moore, wasn't it? Yeah, that's him. Was it Stuart Moore?
Yeah. But it's big though, isn't it?
We're going to need some sort of cover, because again, we don't know the extent of Shea's injury, but he walked out of the stadium on crutches, so you've got to think that's his season possibly finished. Hope not, but you get that first impression.
It was crazy the fact that he even tried to play on. I mean, we discussed it. Why aren't Jones just taking him off? Just pull him off. Just get the boy off. Do you know what I mean? He's clearly injured. I mean, at first we thought it was a snapped ankle or a broken leg or something, didn't we? Because I mean, the way Lockyer was going on about it, it looked like he killed over, didn't he? But
But
straight away, you know.
But we know you have to trust again. You have to trust the team, behind the scenes to pick the right person to come and fill in that space that we need filled in. And that's it. If you take a loan, emergency loan, they've got to play.
But this is the thing. Unfortunately for Isted, I mean, I'd like to see him play a bit more, but we definitely need an emergency goalkeeper, because the thing is, if you think right,
if we
gets injured,
imagine we're in the
else,
playoff final and we're 1-0 up and Isted gets injured and we have to bring on like a 17-year-old kid in goal,
like bloke or whatever his name is,
yeah. I mean, he could save like a penalty shootout.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's no disrespect. It's not a disrespect to those players that maybe come through like the youth. But look, it's experience. And like we said about Jerome, we said about Lansbury. It's experience at the end of the day, and we need experience to push on. And if we keep going, obviously, like you said, you can rely on young players. I mean, we brought in James Justin a few years back, and look what happened to him. Great, but just need to be careful now. We just need to be, they need to be sensible as a club. Just do the right things. Be sensible. I'll take Alex Parham back straight away, because he looked all right. Didn't look too bad.
It looked settled in that Coventry game, didn't he? Pulled off a big save. Shea pulled off a big save as well in that 1-on-1 from Hugill, where he looked like he was offside looking at the replays. And I think I called it at the time. I was like, looks offside, but that's what you get when there's no VAR. But Shea, brilliant save as well.
He's going to bring that up.
Well, he reacted well, got there quick, and it was a tremendous save, but he was definitely offside. And we would have been screaming if that had been given. And
Bree's injury, apparently on crutches as well, not looking too good. But Kioso come on in that second half and proved as a right wing back. Yep. He put that beautiful ball in for Cornick when they had that chance at the front post. But he looked brilliant. And like you said, he's gone out in League 1 and League 2, and he's got that experience and the top end of both divisions as well. And he's happy. I'm happy for him to slot in if Bree's not there.
At that level as well, like you said, like League 1, League 2. I think at League 2 level, I think you got something ridiculous like for Bolton. I think it was about 8 assists or something like that in half a season.
But he's quick as well, isn't he? He can really shift, and it was noticeable when he came on. He made a difference.
And he's very aggressive as well in a tackle, and he likes to. That's the thing. He likes to defend for a wing back. You see wing backs, especially modern day fullbacks as well. They just like to bite the pitch and then obviously rely on their holding mids or whatever to cover. But Kioso, he likes to do a bit of both. Do you know what I mean? And he's not shy either. That's the thing. He'll go for it. And he's a bit of a. I'm sure he can be a bit of a bastard as well at times, but we like that. That's what we like, isn't it? So
let's look at some 3-word reviews then before we talk more about the goal, because there are some good ones. Louise says goals win games. Richard said grinding out results, which I think the last two again we've maybe not been at our best in the last two, but I don't know if I said this last week or if I've just said it to you in person. I feel like we're at the stage of the season now where performances aren't important now. It's just get the win, grind out the win, push us into them playoffs, keep us in them playoffs. Neil says hard fought win. Another 3 points from Heather. Hot Cross Barn says 1 step closer. Ryan says injuries galore win. What a weekend, says Matt. Never say die, Ian. Dave says battered bruised heroes. What a team, says Steve. Am I dreaming? Grinding out results. We are 1 step closer, and you're looking at that league table and you're thinking maybe one more win, but this weekend's been such a good weekend of results for us, isn't it?
Oh, mate, look, like you say, this weekend, I think only maybe 2 or 3 teams over the 2 games that they've all played this weekend, I think they've only won. I think Millwall won one, haven't they? And you look at your Middlesbroughs, they haven't scored in 3 games as well. It's great. I mean, if that's the case, they're going to fall away. And like we said to Steve earlier when he was here, tick them off. Just tick off the teams that can't catch us. It becomes very slim then.
Yeah.
And I think, do you know what I said to you boys after the game? I think we're there.
Dave, do you think we're there?
Well, the pessimist of me
Yeah,
says we need to get another win minimum. But I believe it's still in our own hands. I believe that we're good enough to secure it now. They're not going to let it go. Reminds you of when we won the championship, the League One. Yeah. They knew they were good enough to do it, and they went and won it. They know now that they're that close to getting that prize of the playoffs. They are not going to throw it away. They're not. You know, we've got two home fixtures still to go of Blackpool and Reading, and you look at them and think 3 points in one of them or 4 points over them two should definitely be enough to secure us a spot in that top 6.
I think, what mathematically is 4 points over the next 3. That can get us to the playoffs, can't it?
I'd assume so, yeah.
This is assuming, right, all the teams around us or chasing us, they have to win. Oh, shit, they have to win.
Yeah. So and this weekend proves that
it makes it harder for those teams.
Middlesbrough lost. Huddersfield,
yeah,
to be fair, have been on form.
They look good, yeah. So, yeah.
But everyone else, Sheffield United lost.
Blackburn lost.
Blackburn have lost again. Coventry lost today. And it is kind of
ticking the teams off,
and
yeah.
I think even at work to my colleagues last week, and we talk about Luton and how it's going to go, and I just said, look, next Monday we'll have a very good idea of who's finishing in that top 6. And I do kind of feel like I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I think us, Forest, Huddersfield, and one more from the chasing 5 that are there, I think.
Yeah, I generally feel that we're there, but I just don't want to say it.
Yeah.
You know, because
I get that.
So I just fucked it for all of us then.
No, because we all know that we don't really want to go to Fulham having to win, right? No, so, but you know, next weekend it could all be done. We could win, the teams around us lose, it could all be done.
And this time last week, we were sitting here going, the playoffs gone? Have we messed this up? But
no.
Well, I don't think we ever thought that. I think we just thought that it was more how difficult it would be to, you know, then go on to pick yourselves up. It was just because at one point it wasn't looking good. It was just in the moment. If you think about it, I mean, we had 2 days. Sorry, we usually have 2 days to look at a game and analyse and whatever else and sit there and go, okay, yeah, it's fine. But I think last week we came fresh after a 2-0 defeat.
Yeah, exactly.
Very frustrated, you know what I'm saying? So,
and you know what? You said it, I think it was last week or the week before, the way Forest were on their form and it was like 7 games unbeaten or whatever. Yeah. You look at our last few fixtures, right? If we would have drawn against Forest and Cardiff but beaten Peterborough and Millwall, I think everyone would have been like, yeah, of course, decent set of results that. But it's because it's happened the other way round that initially we were like, all right, what's happening? Are we? Is this too much? Is the pressure finally getting to us? But it is just like we're picking up points now against maybe teams that on paper you look at and we go, I wouldn't expect us to get a win there. Would take a draw there, kind of thing.
Mate, to be fair, I mean, Luton make us sweat. We know that. I said to you against Forest, didn't I? I said to you the other day against Forest, and you went, "Oh, I can't see us getting much out of this." You're a bit negative about it.
Yeah, I was.
And I said to you at the pub on the way to the bus, or whatever. I think you were the same, David. Been like, "Oh, it's a tough game tonight." I went, "Do you know what? It's the most Luton thing that we'll probably do is go and get a result against Forest."
I genuinely believe when you play a team, and we all know this because we say it all the time. You're playing a team that's on the run or they're supposedly in inverted commas better than you, stronger than you. We always raise our game.
Yeah. And I think that's only a positive step. If we're going to the playoffs, that's a good thing.
I mean, you've got to talk about Friday. Friday, I thought we were immense. I think we did really well. And, you know, just from the reactions of the Nottingham Forest supporters afterwards on socials and everything else, saying how bad we were and how, you know, but we did a job on them.
Yeah.
We did a job. The first half, I think we were amazing. We were shutting them down all the time.
And limited them to 3 shots on target, I think, as well, wasn't it? Something like that. So, fuck you, do you know what I mean?
And they had their chances, but going back to today's game...
Leicester struggled to do it. Can I just say, Leicester in the FA Cup as well, another thing.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I think it's from that game, which is why I wouldn't want to play them in the playoff final, because I just feel like if you get Forest on like a day where everything goes for them and the talent they have, it's a tough game. But looking at today's game, it was always going to be a hard game, weren't it? On paper, we haven't beaten Cardiff in our 5 last league games against them. And it seems to be a place that we struggle at. Obviously, we beat them in the cup there, but due to that form, it's kind of, I guess, is that a mental thing that players have to turn up and go, look, we haven't won it yet, and we need a big shift today?
I don't know. Some people say, yeah. I mean, for me personally, I don't think it's a thing.
I agree with that.
I don't understand how you turn up to an away game knowing that you haven't won there for, say, 20 years or 15 years. I don't understand how people go, yeah, you know, it's mental, this and that. Why is it? Half of these players won't even know about half of the games that happened 10 years ago or how many years ago. They'll know about the players that are in front of them and how they'll, you know, of course, because half of these players know each other anyway. They've come across each other at some point in their career. They'll know about it. All they'll be worried about is, on the day, where are we? What do we need to do? How was the pressure? The only thing that'll affect them is the pressure of what they need to achieve at the end of the day. I don't think history on fixtures and results and how games turn out, I don't think it matters. And like you say, we turn up, we do a job. Yeah. How many times this season we've beaten teams that we haven't beaten? Reading away, Stoke away.
Yeah.
Today, for example. I mean, there's probably a few more out there.
Probably is a few more.
Coventry
Coventry
a couple of years ago.
Swansea, yeah.
You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. This is a good year for us breaking the little curse of how many teams that we've lost to in the past every single time, basically, away from home. And if we're going to keep going like this and winning games that we haven't won in 5, 10 games or whatever, or 20 years, then fuck me, it's going to be a good season then. That's the way I'm looking at it. We're going to win the playoff final.
It's a good season anyway. End of story. It's a great season anyway. But we just want the cream after all that. You want you know to have that chance now because they played so well all season as a squad. So you just want that one extra chance. Yeah. You want the extra chance, those 3 games to just see if it's possible.
And let's talk about the goal, because when we signed Robert Snodgrass, as a player, I was buzzing to sign, and you look at his history and his career and what he's done and what he's achieved with even like West Ham, he was unreal. The ball into Cornick was exactly the reason we signed him. Just that moment where you need real quality, and he showed it with that left-footed ball. And then, to be fair to Cornick, the header's unreal as well. But
I think the header's much better than the cross. Yeah, don't get it wrong, like just because it's Cornick as well, and he don't head the ball, does he? He's got nice hair, but yeah, mate, like you say, these players, these experienced players that we brought in, like we said at the beginning, Lansbury's, Snodgrasses, and like I say, Snodgrass recently, since he's been starting, has looked a lot better than coming off the bench.
Yeah, and maybe it's because he's finally sharp and he's match fit again. Well, and look, he's done 290 minutes now in the last 2. Or
has he? Yeah, there you go.
So he's looking like finally, maybe even back to his best, and maybe he feels like he can get back to his best. And I know he tweeted the other day or put in his Instagram that that's his first 90 minutes in like 6 months, and it felt good, and he's buzzing. And I think we've said it before, and maybe even Nathan Jones has said it before, but it just seems like Luton's a place you can just come to, no matter what struggles you've been at your last club. I know at West Brom it didn't work out, but you can come here and it's like a fresh start. And it's like, right,
revival,
you go out on that pitch and you show them, like, you don't just lose what Snodgrass had in 6 months of not playing for West Brom.
No, of course not. And this is the thing.
And he's a quality player. He's a quality player. You know, he showed that today, really. I thought he had a really good game. Excuse me.
No, you're right. He is class. I mean, we're seeing it now. Like, say, I keep picking up the same 3, Lansbury, your Snodgrass and your Jerome. They've been so crucial this season to certain key points in games. And you think, without those, would the players around him as well, would they be up to it this season? Because these guys, they like I say, they know how to win games. I think Snodgrass has been promoted a few times, Lansbury as well. So look, these boys know how to do it, and I'm sure the younger players around them that we've got, they'll only benefit from this.
Yeah,
100%, because they'll know how, how things work. They'll know certain areas. They'll be talking through, like, I'm going to whip it here, basically win the ball. They'll be talking to each other. They know anyway. Like, it's basic, but it's just.
It's just great to have that game-changing quality, isn't it? And it's like I've said, if we played Forest in the final, and I know they had that mad result against Leicester when they were just on it and on it and on it. But it's the type of thing that maybe if there's 20 minutes to go and there's a playoff semi and we need a goal, or if there's a playoff final, it's deadlocked at 1-1 and we need a winner. You just know when Snodgrass is on that ball with his left foot, there's a very high chance he's going to whip in a ball like he did today. And I just think that is something that we should be excited about as fans. And I know I'm giving... Are you hungry, mate?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I know we're giving a lot of
we
credit
are
to
excited
Snodgrass,
about that, but there are other players in the team as well that we're excited about, isn't there? So I think that the bigger picture is we've got an amazing squad right now.
It's the balance.
It's the balance of exactly
amazing.
the balance of the squad. Look at Alan Campbell again.
Unreal, isn't he?
Absolutely all over the show, all of the time. Again, today.
How's the guy never tired? How does he? Does he not get home in the evenings and just ache all over? How has he gone?
He must go to the same gym
like he did against Friday,
mate. Honestly.
Yeah, but again, if you read the social media, the reaction to him from the Forest fans, they wasn't very complimentary at all. But he played the game. Didn't he? He did a big number on Friday, a big number, and he was
chasing two at a time, wasn't he? He was like a little.
He never gives up. Loses the ball, runs back. He never gives up. Then we got Adebayo, who I don't think has been up to match speed in my opinion.
He's looking tired. Yeah.
But he puts a shift. You can't.
Still got quality. That's the thing.
Genuinely can't fault any of them at the moment. None of them.
So here's a scenario then. Say we secure playoffs against Blackpool next week. That is like all but done. Do we then maybe look at a bit of squad rotation for them final two, or do you look at it and go, we need to keep this momentum going? Like, because that international break was basically coming at a poor time for us.
I generally think.
How do you look at it?
Well, squad rotation happens anyway, doesn't it?
Well, I would say this, that if we've secured our playoff place, then you have to figure out where you could possibly want to finish and who you might play if you finished here or there. That's what I would say. So, like his fourth place, fifth, right? So who's going to finish fifth?
But could it be, say, playoffs are secured before the Reading game, do you then go, look, let's give Adebayo 2 weeks off here.
Maybe so.
Let's fully give him like 2 weeks of brilliant training. Give him the match day off.
Give him a rest. Or maybe not start. Yeah, I get that.
Or maybe just play him for sort of an hour and then get him off.
But don't you think
to do it.
Also though, then you talk about momentum. We talked about the momentum we lost when we were on the international break.
Yeah.
How about he needs to score a couple?
But the thing is though, squad rotation happens anyway. Because I mean, how many times do we get injuries throughout the season? How many times this season have we had injuries? And it's never been it's never been a settled 11. There's always been 2-3 changes per match, probably on average. At some points, maybe 5-6 due to injuries. But look, I mean, I think we can afford to have a little bit of rotation, but I think you need to keep the spine of the team the same though. You need to have one of the two positions, obviously like your centre midfield, you have to have one player in there, in and around. Maybe you can swap the other one, but you need to have a core going through it where they're all, you see what I'm saying? But look, we'll see, and we'll trust the management. We'll let them do that job.
I mean, but today they had to really dig in, didn't they? Given the injuries, given the way the game was, going. But
just keep going, don't they? Just keep going.
Yeah, but if you think back now and you think how many clear-cut chances did Cardiff actually have?
That was offside, maybe?
Yeah, but you don't sit there and go, I mean, Ice had come on and he dominated his box.
He was comfortable.
He was really comfortable. And he
didn't have nothing to do, did he?
Plucked the ball out of the air quite easily, and he knew to waste that little bit of time. I just can't think. A couple of shots that were wayward, but overall, the defence did their job.
I didn't want to say whilst watching the game today, but I did feel like we were comfortable. And it's like I didn't look at it and think Cardiff are going to score here. It was just maybe that last minute or two where Cardiff are known for their long balls into the box and their headers. But to be fair, we've held on again, and obviously it was nervy times against Forest on Friday when they hit the post in the last minute, and Kiosa did a brilliant reaction to Shay's save from Brennan Johnson in the last minute. And like I said, we sat here last week going, let's hope next week we're sat here with 6 points. 6 points and a bit of flu for me, which sucks, but I'll say that.
But there's flu. That's
flu,
COVID,
cold.
COVID.
I'm COVID free.
If you had to pick between the two games, which was the biggest result, what would you say?
Forest, I think.
Would you say Forest? I would say not losing. I didn't want to lose to Forest, and actually we played, well, but we really plucked the win today. We really dug deep to get that, given all the bad things that happened in the game. We really dug deep for that.
Like you said there, Dave, just not losing to Forest was key, wasn't it?
Yeah. To win was even better. And that, can we talk about the penalty? Because
let's quickly touch on Forest then.
Because, we all know that Forest fans said Bree handballed it first.
Yeah, well,
which
I'll be honest. I see the replay to begin with, and I didn't see it from the other angle. I saw it from one angle. It did look like Bree touched it, but I think it hit the.
The other guy's arms went up. It's definite pen. But did you expect Naismith to take it?
No, but his comments about Adebayo were brilliant, and it was, you make it look like you're taking it, then the keeper's going, trying to get in your head, then he just takes the ball and slots it home. And I love that from Naismith. I love that from him.
But that keeper did it last time. He was in the face of him. He's probably and really he should have been booked for his play. For what he was doing there. Get back on your line to have the penalty. But you know what? Last laugh, he went in.
Yeah, he was off his line during that away leg anyway, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he did the same thing. He gets in. He does it all the time. If you watch him back, he does it all the time. He'll go up and he'll be in the face of the penalty taker. He won't go to his line straight away. Bit of shithousery there from him, obviously. And if it was our keeper, we'd like that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Having said that, though, the penalty itself was real good. And then we dug in. And at that point, we could have been 2-0 up at that point, We played so well in that first half. And then the second half, I had to check my blood pressure a few times because I'd say we clung on, but we did what we had to do to preserve our win. And it was brilliant. I loved every second of that game.
Do you know what annoyed me about the Forest fans of the weekend was they, like you said earlier, the social media tweets about Luton and, I hate to watch them every week and, I hope we get them in the semis because we'd do them over 2 games. It's like, well, actually, you haven't this season, by the way. But
yeah.
It's almost as if, like, just your football, how bad must your football knowledge be just to think that that's how we play every week? And it's like, we're coming up against the form team in the division at home.
Haven't lost since January either.
Yeah, on the back you look at the last 3 results, they're not brilliant. And you just think, we did everything we had to do to win the game. And if that means having to maybe go down a bit easy and winning cheap free kicks and stuff, and so because the amount of teams that have done that to us in the past, and it's like,
it's
why?
Nice to see us
I don't get
it.
the Forest fans are sitting there and watching that game and going, Luton are rubbish, or would do you in the playoffs, and it's just like,
it's quite petty, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's almost like you're not in a Forest, you are the form team. Well, actually, I think we might be the form team in the league at the moment. Actually, in the last 10-15 games. But when it gets to that, I mean, I just laugh at people because they say, "Oh, fucking Luton, they shouldn't have won. They shouldn't have won that. Why shouldn't they have won that? You give me a perfectly good reason. They weren't that good. Well, clearly, so weren't not in the Forest. Then they couldn't break us down. So how were they that great?
But even their manager said the best team lost.
Yeah.
How disrespectful is that?
Yeah.
Nathan Jones comes on and says, Forest are a really good team. He gives them praise, and then we did the job. We set out. We'd done our homework that day. We set out to stop them.
But you know what it is? It's the mentality of these players and the managers that get paid the bigger fucking money in football, get paid 10 times more than what we're on. And the mentality is almost like up their own arse.
Well, the expectation of Forest fans is, they once were a great club.
Yeah, they live in the past still.
Yeah, they once were a great club, but they've been in League One, sort of the Championship for 19 years.
Yeah, but they haven't done well recently, though, haven't they? They've been down the bottom of the table the last 4 years previous to this.
And that's what I'm saying, but they can live off their history a bit more. Their fans, if you don't think we're any good, great, we'll play you again. We'll prove it.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, you look at, I've got the stats here, most clean sheets in the league, and we're still joint at the top of that with 18 clean sheets. We're up there with Bournemouth, Huddersfield and Sheffield United, but it shows, like Forest are down there 14, but it just shows that
they don't look. The fans don't look. They look at little Luton. They look at our little ground and they look at 10,000 capacity and they look at our budget and they go, we should beat those. Yeah. They don't look at the form. They don't, we're not fourth in the division because we're shit, are we?
No.
That's the point. And, as long as they keep their hashtag, teams like Luton going, I don't care.
And at the same time, we've played this season. We've played unbelievably well and still lost games or drawn games. This is what's crazy. There's no balance in how you play.
Swansea home game, for example.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no balance to how, if you used to play well, doesn't mean you're always going to win, or if you play shit, doesn't mean you're going to lose. It's like you say, the whole saying of swings and roundabouts and that sort of shite. It's literally the same thing. Just because you play better than the team in a day or whatever. But from this point of view, Nottingham Forest, they don't have a fucking leg to stand on because they weren't great either. What do? Pass the ball to death across their back four. Spread it out and then bang, across, lose the ball. 3 shots on target. Was it 3? It was 3 shots on target, wasn't it?
And then realistically, you look at the chances they did create, Forest, in that second half. They had the one where they got us on the counter and there was a little mistake and Johnson chips over the far post and the header saved low by Shea.
Thankfully.
The one in the last minute, obviously we're sat back. We've got 10 men. What do they want us to do? Throw everyone up
I
to
think they had
press,
10 men as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Davis went off, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
But either way, the one that hit the
But I know
post
you're
and it
saying
comes
the
out to
momentum,
Johnson,
yeah.
and it's just like clear cut. Grabbing maybe in the first half, clear cut. They
the
haven't
only one.
created much to worry us, but could have nicked a point at the end.
This is why I look at it, right? Like you say, see, one of their chances was outside the area. I think that one that hit the bar, wasn't it? If a team shoot from outside the area against you, you know you're doing something half right.
Yeah.
Because people go, oh yeah, you need to close them down a bit quicker. But if they're shooting from outside the area, it means they can't break you down. So you can do that all day long. I don't give a fuck. Teams could do that all day long if they want. Get to the playoff final, shoot from outside the area. I don't care.
Yeah, our pace in the first half was amazing. Second half, we did what we had to do, and we ground out the result. And there have been Luton teams in the past that would have sat back far too deep and conceded. And maybe if they conceded one, they concede two. But we seem to have put that to bed at the moment.
Yeah.
And they've got the league table up there on your phone, and you're looking at it. And Sheffield United are currently drawing 0-0, which would be a brilliant result for us if it stayed like that. But it's just still a bit surreal, isn't it? And you know what though? Like we just was saying, I bet any one of them fans of Huddersfield, Forest, Sheffield United, or whoever it'll be, if we all finish in the top 6, we'll
want to play
Luton.
I want to play Luton, and exactly that. And let's let that happen.
Let them think that. When they lose, then they'll cry as well. So
look, let's not get above ourselves. But you know what? If we go to Wembley, it'll be. Oh,
what are we going to drink?
If we get to Wembley, it will just be unreal. And oh gosh, we'll have to. I don't know what we'll do. We'll just have to if we get confirmed in the playoffs with so many playoff special podcasts, we'll have to do it.
Yeah,
exciting times.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy to think how far we've come in such a short time, and whatever happens at the end of the season, what a
journey it's been this year.
How fantastic it would be. And if it's not this season, it could be next. And if it's not next season, the best thing is we're a decent championship club right now. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we're a comfortable championship club as well. It's great.
Well, and the bonus is if we don't go up, the bonus is we get to play that lot from down the road.
Yeah. And based off watching them on Saturday, I think we'd do them and all.
Did you enjoy Vicarage Road, Luke?
Yeah, did you see my little selfie I took of myself in the Watford end?
Yeah.
Walking through.
No, I haven't seen it.
Did you see it, mate? It's on Twitter. It's great. Yeah.
I'll show you it. I'll show it, and then you can give a live reaction.
Please
on
tell
the
me
podcast.
you give it the fingers or whatever like that.
Mate.
No, you
It's
can't
got to be
do that.
professional work.
I forgot. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
It's work, isn't it?
By the way, them not singing about Luton. They were singing Luton get battered everywhere they go. And
Really?
It's just like, guys, you
Only
only have
games in
like
a row.
one.
There you go.
In so long.
Mate, love that. What's up your eye, mate? Jesus. What's up your eye?
Hey,
I know.
Don't believe me.
It's a live photo. You can just
Okay.
press it and
There
it
you
goes
go.
through. But do you know what? I only want to go there and watch my team. And if we have to go there next season, hopefully we
can't
get
wait.
3 points. It'll be cool.
Anyway, good stuff. 2 very good wins, and we are sat here a week after the misery of Huddersfield.
Smiling as well.
It's funny, isn't it, though? But that's how football is, and this is why we love the game so much, because against Huddersfield, you're thinking, really, are we going to get... If we didn't get a result against Forest, then it's, has it all gone, bloody tits up or whatever, and then you get an amazing result, and then you get the one today, you ground out that result today. Having said that, I think we were the better team.
100%.
And, it's all on.
Don't get it wrong, though. Being realistic as well, teams have fucked up this weekend as well, which has massively helped us out. But we deserve it because we have been, I think, all season fairly consistent.
Yeah.
And
Well, let's hope this time next week we're sat here with another 3 points and maybe a playoff spot secured. Blackpool the weekend, 12:30 kick-off live on Sky.
Sable naked.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Why not?
Did you
Why
just
not?
say what I heard?
Nah, we'll say that for summer
Did he
days.
just say that?
Yeah.
If we get promoted, though, we get straight in that garden. We're going to
YouTube
get
view
a
it.
fire around the...
YouTube viewers, if he does
Garden.
that, it'll be
great for you. Anyway,
Might have to zoom in.
we'll cut it a bit short today, mainly because look, I feel absolutely terrible, and my voice has just been. It hurts to speak. I'm not going to lie, but anyway,
sound a bit like Barry White. Look him up.
yeah. All right then. Well, have a good one. If you're driving home from Cardiff right now, go home safely. Watch us on YouTube. It can get us to 1,000 subscribers if you can. If you hit the subscribe button, get us to 1,000. That'd be brilliant. And we'll see you next week after Blackpool.